Hello everybody, this is Evis T. You join us for another week and another episode. This week we are going to be looking at Super Meat Boy. And originally I was supposed to be reviewing Sonic 4 Episode 1 with my friend Styg. However, after a long sequence of technical difficulties, including very long, including the first attempt at actually doing this review of Super Meat Boy, we've settled on this, and hopefully this take isn't going to screw up. As I say, we were supposed to be doing Sonic 4 because neither of us have played it, and we wanted to essentially do a let's play with us both coming at it from a completely innocent angle, as it were. But sadly, it was not meant to be. So we're going to do Super Meat Boy instead, as Styg has never played it, and he's quite big on retro games. So I thought something in this retro style might appeal to him. He's played it for about 5-10 minutes so far, whilst we were doing the first take of this, getting the sound check and everything sorted, but still pretty new to it. So
I did really well on the previous take as well. I'm probably going to screw everything up now.
Yeah, because you're playing tutorial levels.
Shut up.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have been told to shut up on my own show. I don't have to put up with this crap. God damn it, I'm somebody.
I am not a particularly elite gamer. In fact, I'm quite a bad gamer, but I have played Mighty Jill off the world's hardest game, and I want to be the guy, so we shall see.
We know you want to be the guy, honey, but that's my job.
I'm not Betamax, you don't have to do that with me.
Alright, so for those of you who aren't familiar with Super Meat Boy, we'll give you a quick rundown. I'm not going to bother with the story because, let's be honest, there isn't
You
one.
just saw the story while we were talking anyway.
Yeah, you just saw the story. Essentially, it's a platformer in the vein of something called N, which I'll let Styg talk about.
N is a very stylized 2D platformer. It takes the form of a single screen in which you play a ninja who is collecting whatever it is you collect in platform games and avoiding lasers, traps, robots, saw blades, etc. You can slide along walls, you can
I'm just going to take over the
change your momentum through air and such.
This. I'm going to play on this one, I think. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to play whilst you talk.
Eventually, there the Mario 64 style wall kicking there.
Oh damn it! I rule. Sorry.
The Mario 64 style wall kicking there is a trademark of N. It's pretty much the only way to complete most levels in it.
Yeah, I've actually seen N being played. It's quite interesting, and it's definitely been a lot of influence on this. But the other reason I suggested this game in particular was because it pays a lot of homage to
that's
retro
okay, we'll
games,
get to see
the intro to each world is often lifted from the intro to various different games.
That's a nice touch.
So what we'll do is, now that you
see this replay here is I think a nice touch. It lets you see where you've gone wrong compared to your other ones.
Yeah, it reminds me of a YouTube video, the Many Worlds Interpretation of Quantum Mechanics as done in Super Mario Brothers, whereby they just have loads of Marios playing through the level, each one
that sounds entertaining.
It's actually quite an interesting thought experiment. Ooh, that's close. Ah, god damn it. I learned to play this game under the influence, so consequently I need a few more beers before I can actually play it reasonably well.
That's what all the best games are like. The other thing this is reminding me of, bizarrely, and this is where I'm going to show how old I am, is Horus.
I have not even heard of that.
It was a single screen, it was a clone of pretty much every classic 80s Amiga game. But it did a lot in terms of making you sort of look at the levels in terms of negative space almost. It's this is the safe area, I can stand here.
Well, on the later levels of Super Meat Boy there is nowhere safe that you can stand. But we'll get to those. Anyway, I've been playing this for a little while now, so I'm now going to hand the controls back to Styg.
And
Styg can make an ass of himself.
Thank you.
So here is the first level where you actually start seeing some more serious threats. You don't know exactly where you're supposed to be going. You've got to get your timing right.
Yeah. Aim for it just as the mouth is closing.
Another Futurama reference. Me and
'Cause we
Styg are
don't
both
have enough.
big Futurama geeks, so if we work together again in the future, you can expect there to be quite a few different references to that. He is the Kif to my Captain Zap. In other words, he actually knows what I'm doing, but I'm the one who gets all the credit.
There we go. That
Oh,
wasn't too
well
hard.
done! And it only took you, let's see, how long over par? Let's see, par was 9 seconds.
It took me more than 9 seconds.
Yeah, there we go. You're still not even off the first screen. Oh. You can also collect those bandages as an extra incentive.
Shite.
But obviously I wouldn't recommend that until you got used to the game.
What bandages?
You see
Oh
down
yeah,
the
I see
bottom
it down
there,
on the
yeah.
bottom right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll bother.
So obviously you've only been with it a few minutes so far, but what are your initial impressions?
Yeah, like, I don't even know what that was. Yeah, I'm liking it. It's...
No, the world is not a toroid. You can't get to the other side by running in the opposite direction.
I thought I'd outsmarted them there. What was that?
You died because you ran in the opposite direction. I think they outsmarted you, friend.
I didn't even touch the opposite direction. Not that point, anyway.
I think you went just far enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's really not that much to say about Super Meat Boy. It's one of those games which is incredibly difficult to actually review because there's nothing to review. It's a platformer. You try to get from one end of the level to the other, and it's as tough as fucking nails. Which I think is actually its tagline.
What, that it's as tough as fucking nails?
Well, I don't think they've got the expletives in there.
Oh.
Regular
What did I
viewers
do
will be
there?
aware that I generally don't swear, but I've had a few, so...
He generally doesn't swear on his videos. Let's clarify.
Expletive, expletive, expletive. You know, I might just... If I'm
Dirty
feeling,
sailor is Evis.
if I'm feeling particularly pedantic when it comes to editing this, I might just bleep myself. I've done it in the past. Well, actually, no, I didn't swear by putting the bleep where I would have sweared. That's how pedantic I am about these things.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see where it starts to. This is where the mercy finishes and the gloves come off. You get a few easy levels to get used to the game, which I think is important. You went off the map.
Oh.
I think it's quite important that even if you're going to be making a game which is intentionally supposed to be very hard, you always need to have a fair challenge. So consequently, you need those tutorial levels. You need to let people get used to the game because there's a big difference between a game which is hard and a game which is just unfair.
Yeah, I want to be the guy as a good example of the latter.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can make a video game where, say, you've got to make a single pixel perfect jump, and that's it, you win the game, but that's not fun. There's
And
no
Konami
challenge.
very often did in the mid-90s.
Castlevania?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think Betamax has been playing the new Castlevania game, for those of you who remember him from the Bayonetta review, and I think he's adding a few choice words on it. He's going to be starting up his own blog soon, so as soon as he's got that, I'll post a link for you all. And
The way you said that almost made it
visit
sound as if you thought there was such a thing as a worthwhile Castlevania game.
Ooh.
What even happened there?
Glitch. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably the recording software starting a new track.
I would imagine.
One thing I do quite like about this game as well is the soundtrack. Unfortunately, I can't really... Styg can't really listen to it. Alright, he's handed over the controls to me. Styg can't really listen to the soundtrack owing to the fact that we need the airwaves relatively clear.
Giant mufflers that I'm wearing at this point as well.
Okie dokie. This is the tricky part. Damn it, got greedy. Alright, this time. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. Yeah, you can tell I've had a little bit more practice than Styg has, so...
I get the impression that once you get used to the physics and the what you can and can't do within the engine, you get a feel for running through the levels.
I think, again, that's
Which
why...
again is something N was very good at, once you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
It becomes very easy to sort of play by feel, as it were.
Yeah, that's essentially what I do. Especially when you start getting good at the game, you don't really even need to take your finger off the shoulder button anymore. For those of you who haven't played Super Meat Boy, I'll just tell you a little bit about the controls because they're quite intuitive. You've got the analog stick, all that does is move. You've got the A button, which is jump, and then the only other control is the right trigger. The right trigger essentially allows you to move at a much greater pace at the expense, obviously, of accuracy. So some jumps are needed. Some jumps you need to use the R button to actually get a run up. But if you don't use it, if you use it too frequently, you'll end up running into traps. But again, at the same time, if you don't use it enough, it's very difficult to finish the levels under par, even if you don't need to use it to clear the jumps. Anyway, this is the first boss battle.
Quite nasty.
Yeah. The boss battle is essentially run the fuck away from the boss. Okie dokie. I've wasted so many hours on this. Got a really cool little guitar tune going on here, in fact. I'm just gonna put the volume up a bit so Styg can hear it.
I think those things cascading from the hillside are not pleasant.
The things cascading from the hillside, I think, are actually just birds.
Oh, okay. Not mutant ninja death birds, as one might imagine from everything else in this game so far.
Everything is out to get you.
Yes.
Christ, it's like visiting London. I do love this guitar work. There we go. In fact, I love the sound in general for this game. Yeah. One thing I was saying it's very difficult to find things to review about this game, so I'm going to talk again about the challenge. You had games which were unfairly challenging, usually due to sloppy controls or due to just throwing you straight in at the deep end.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, I didn't find that quite so bad. Which one are we talking about, though, actually?
There's
been a lot of them. The only Mega Man I've ever played was the very first one on the NES.
I don't think I've ever actually played that.
A scene of utter desolation. Christ, this looks like my hometown on a good day.
No, your hometown has way more shops. Oh, dead squirrels, or possibly beavers.
It's difficult to tell, isn't it? Strangely enough, I think this game is actually developed by a team who work mainly at Newgrounds. Which,
It's showing, actually.
Despite its reputation, Newgrounds actually has a lot of excellent video games. So you see you've got the chapter complete there, so...
dig through the crap to find them. Should we show them the retro warp worlds?
Yeah, why not? Well, yeah. You can find warp zones hidden in certain levels, which basically change the game format slightly to a classic retro game, a homage to them. And it's Sky Pup. Ring any bells? Anyway,
Sky Pup.
There are some in each world, and they allow you to skip through the actual chapters as well if you can complete them. And I believe you can also use them to unlock extra characters that you can play as. Ooh. That was a bit of a cock-up. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is actually a homage to, so if anyone watching this video knows, please feel free to enlighten us.
Feel like I should know it.
Yeah, probably should. Retro is your thing.
Kind of. It's not so much retro as my thing as modern isn't my thing. You just have to run off the side there.
Run off without the right trigger, yeah?
Yeah.
And again, this is another nice thing about this game, is it's trial and error. But it's trial and error where you always feel like you're in control. I don't.
Yeah, the error isn't very punishing.
Yeah, it's a game where I honestly don't ever. I've never felt playing this game like I was like, oh god, lost attention. Like I lost unfairly. I always lost because I screwed up. The level design has always felt challenging, but it's never felt unfair. And the screen's jittering there again.
Yeah.
We'll let that sort itself out in a minute.
Yeah.
There we go. And that's a difficult thing to pull off in video gaming. Being challenging without actually feeling unfair. The screen went jittery there as well.
Yes, putting it on the screen.
Well, that's the problem with our. That's the problem with the software we're using. Anyway, here's one that you will actually recognise because you've mentioned it already.
I may be hunted down and killed for this, but I have to be honest, not a fan.
Not a fan of Castlevania.
No.
That's not what you said earlier off the mic. Your opinion was somewhat more, shall we say, less on the fence.
No, they're good games. I just don't like them.
I want to see what these Dark Worlds. Whoa! Did he just flick the finger at me?
I think he looked like Slash.
I can see that resemblance actually, you know, the top hat and things.
Yeah.
I've not actually played these Dark World levels before, so let's see what they're like. Holy
Even
shit.
the non-overt gaming reference levels in this are very much...
Damn it!
There's 300 games that this is reminiscent of, to be honest.
Damn it! It's a homage to all of them. It's a
yeah.
Damn it! Damn it!
Oh, I need more beer if you're gonna keep shouting "damn it" in my ear every 2 seconds.
Okay, right. Okay, we're not playing the fucking Dark World levels.
And yet you do. You say you're not playing it, but you keep playing it.
Like I say,
and that's the kind of genius that these games have.
Yeah, it's like I say, even though I'm currently experiencing rather large levels of fury, righteous fury. I don't feel, damn it, cheated. So I'm God fucking. That's got to be pixel fucking perfect. Why am I still trying? Ah! Okay, alright, no more fucking around.
I was trying to give you silence there to concentrate, but actually I think it was probably just bad reviewing to not be saying anything.
It doesn't count as a rage quit if I'm not actually screaming when I do it. Alright. Let's pass the controls back to you. We're going to knock things up a little bit of a notch. Nowhere near that much. I'm not going to make you play the Dark Worlds because I'm not a fucking sadist. But have a try on the hospital. You've got a hang for the controls now.
Sort of. Given that I've now spent probably a grand total of 15 minutes playing this.
Yeah, but it's a lot more entertaining to see other people fucking up, and I've already provided that entertainment, so... Wait a minute, this is the same level backward. No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is, I think, actually.
It isn't.
Close. Oh, I need to land on that little ledge.
What you need to bear in mind is each chapter has its own aesthetic, so whichever level you play in this chapter is always going to have piles of hypodermic needles.
There we go.
Again, much like my hometown.
I take it I don't want to stand in those things.
You do not want to stand in the waterfall of hypodermic needles, no. Not unless you have some very, very weird fetishes.
Free dive into it again. And again. And again.
This is going to be great for the replay. Now, I should point out there's no need to intentionally suck just to entertain the viewers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. FFS.
I can't believe you just said that.
Well, you said not to swear.
Well, no, I didn't say don't swear. I just said try and keep you swearing in check, as it were. Alright, one thing to consider, yeah. Jumping when you're on the walls
Yeah.
to get rid of some of your momentum makes it a bit easier.
Anyone who's played N or indeed Mario 64 will be very familiar with this.
Except you didn't really stick to the walls in Mario 64.
You can do that.
Oh, that'll be one thing I want to know. I wonder if they'll re-release Mario 64 again for the 3DS. I mean, obviously it's obviously backwards compatible with the standard DS version, but I wonder if they'll redo it in 3D.
Yes.
This
is Nintendo and Mario 64. They're going to whore it for everything it's worth.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is a lot.
For those of you won't know, because this is going to be the first time I've said it on the show, I've pre-ordered myself a 3DS, so I'll be happily taking a look at those.
Yeah, you
Do you mind
don't...
if I give it a shot?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, he's getting defensive now, folks.
No, it's one of the great things about this type of game is that when you keep sucking at it, as I'm doing on this level, you feel like... I'm just going to kick around while I'm talking, because I can't really concentrate and talk at the same time. You feel like it's personal affront and you have to complete this level. I will not let this game beat me, kind of thing.
Something that the Angry Video...
Okay, now you can go.
Thank you. Alright, controls with me now, folks. It's something that the Angry Video Game Nerd pointed out, actually, when he was doing his review of Street Fighter 2010. If you've not seen that, I strongly recommend it. Hey, I rule! I feel like I rule again, anyway.
Yeah,
Look
but
at this replay, folks.
you did also, to be fair, say that you spent, like, hours playing this game.
Yeah.
Whereas I've played it for a quarter of an hour.
Yeah, but
I'm still
gonna rub it in your face.
That's
'cause
okay,
I'm just a prick.
because I don't feel too bad about sucking at a game I've never played before half an hour ago.
Yeah. As I was saying, the Angry Video Game Nerd's review of Street Fighter 2010 actually pointed out that the perfect balance in games like this is they've got to piss you off just enough to make it personal. Oh yeah, there's spikes on the ceiling here, I forgot. They've got to piss you off just enough to make it personal, but not piss you off so much that it actually causes you to rage quit. And therein lies the clever balance. Damn it. You've got it. The key here for this level, incidentally, if anyone's wondering, is you've got to make sure that when you jump, you're not holding the R button. But when you're not jumping, you've got to keep the R button held down, or else you run straight into the blades at the end.
And at the same time, timing your jump so that when you jump, you're not scraping your head against all those hypodermic needles.
Yeah. Now this one's actually a real pain in the arse. I think the only way I got past this one the first time I played was sheer bloody mindedness and luck. Still, as bad as this one is, it's not as bad as the boss of this chapter.
And again, unlike certain purportedly very hard games, it's not, oh, this is too hard, I'm going to give up, because it's just inhumanly unfair. Mighty Jill-Off springs to mind for that in some places.
My limit for this game is usually about 40 minutes before I just went, fuck! But generally speaking, people don't actually rage quit this. They usually just get it, their thumbs usually just start hurting so badly that they have to stop.
I can see that.
And the other interesting thing is, no matter how much you play this game, there is always new things being thrown at you to mess with you.
I like that. That was actually, I was just about to say, one of the few things that I didn't like about N was after a while you just kind of grok it so much that everything it throws at you
Wait,
is
did
something...
you just use the word grok?
Why not?
No, fine, carry on.
It's...
Things that N threw at you.
Yeah.
Now, you notice here in the past few minutes we've discovered the wonders of the fans.
Yeah. Staple of all good platform games.
God fucking damn it.
Anyway, yes, I was talking about N. After a while with N, I found... I mean, I haven't played it for some time and there's new levels being released for it every few seconds. After a while, you sort of realise that you've worked out everything the game's going to throw at you. It'll throw new things at you, but they're ultimately variations on old things when you look at them in the right way. Obviously, I haven't seen enough of this game yet to comment, but if, as you say, it does actually sort of keep the balance of introducing new things, at a good rate all the way through, then...
Well, of course, you can see here we've got a new threat to face, which is the little red blobs. I don't know if they've got names. This isn't the kind of game where you give a shit if things have names. Ah! Anyway, I think we've said pretty much everything we can about the actual game itself. It's tough as nails platformer, and it keeps on staying interesting as you play through. And unlike a lot of purportedly hard games, he says, as he dies again.
Oh no, when I use the term purportedly hard, I'm not trying to take away from them. Most of them actually really are very hard games.
What I mean is...
but games that advertise themselves on the selling point is that they're hard.
Yeah. Which,
before I played this, it was always the thing that was said about it was, have you played Super Meat Boy? It's so hard.
Yeah. Right, we're having some real problems here with the screen flickering out, so we may have to take a break and let the RAM clear, because obviously the video recording software has a tendency to get quite
well, as you said,
when it's...
there's not a whole lot more to say about this game. I do like the aesthetic design of it, I just want to throw that in.
Yeah.
The visuals, very simple and yet very modern at the same time. Remind me of Limbo a little bit.
I've not actually played that, but I've heard good things about it.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to shut this down now.
Yeah.
So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Styg, hopefully we'll be hearing more from him. His specialist will be in retro gaming. Specialty, sorry. But no doubt he'll cross over with us on other occasions.
Perhaps.
And we will get that review of Sonic 4 out just as soon as Microsoft sort out whatever the hell
Xbox
is wrong
Live
with my
stops
gamer tag.
being retarded.
Yeah. Incidentally, if any of you have ever heard of the problem of not being able to sign into Xbox Live despite the fact that your connection is absolutely fine and you can't even recover your gamer tag, then please feel free to drop
you just
me a
lost
line.
about 50,000 gamer points, didn't you?
I don't give a shit about gamer points, it's more the DLC I'm worried about.
Alright.
Anyway, take care y'all.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.